Hello friends, today we will discuss the concept of variables in Python. What are variables in Python? Variables are basically containers where you can store something. We will now discuss the use of variables in Python. As a programmer, when you are writing a software, you don't know in future what value will be provided by the user. Let's say you are designing a website and you want to write hello user. The user here indicates the person who has logged in. I as a software developer don't know whether it be Rahul or Rohit. I will assign a variable in front of the word hello, and whichever user logs in, we will take that name and put in a database and fetch the name. So this is the function of variables. Whenever writing programs we don't know who is going to log in the website, we will use variables there. So simplest definitions of a variable is known as that variables are containers for future use. In Python we write a variable as, let me show you how we write a variable in Python. Let's say we create a variable in Python called name and we assign it a value. Let's say John Doe. So you can see I've created a variable in Python and assigned it a name as John Doe. So now when I press the play button, we see that the program ran successfully. Now if I print the output of the variable name, let's see we get the result or not. Yes, we get the result. It is showing John Doe. In Python, we do not need to mention the data type. Python is intelligent enough to understand what the data type is. For more information about data type, please refer to my previous video in which I have discussed data type in detail. This is how we create a variable in Python. This is how we can use it. Now let's take one more example. For better clarity, I create a variable in Python named A and I assign it a value 2. Now let's create one more variable B and assign a value 2. So we have got two variables, one is B. Let's assign the value 3 to B for better clarity. So now when I run the program, I can see the program ran successfully. Now let's perform a mathematical operation such as addition. So I write the code as A plus B. So I'm performing the addition of two variables. Let's see if I get the result or not. Yes, you can see I got the result 5. So we get the output in this case correctly. So here we are taking a text and storing something in it using the equal to operator. So A is a text and using the equal to operator we are storing a value in that. In Python we do not declare variables. Whenever we need to create a new variable, we perform the given task. Regarding this, we will discuss a new concept which is often asked in interviews. This is called dynamic typing. So let's get into the concept of dynamic typing. So there are two concepts, both dynamic typing as well as static typing. We will cover both of these in this video. If you are creating a variable in C++, you declare upfront what is going to be the type of the variable. This could be integer or string. But this is not the case in Python. In Python, we simply write the name of the variable and assign a value to it. This process of creating variables in Python is called dynamic typing. The interpreter in Python automatically understands that the value is integer once the user types 5. Python is an interpreter based language and we will discuss about this in our forthcoming videos. So please stay tuned. This is the famous concept of dynamic typing. The reverse of dynamic typing is called static typing, which is widely used in C language, where we define the type of the variable while declaring. Regarding static typing, we will discuss on our forthcoming videos in detail, so please stay tuned. Now let me show you a little bit difference of static typing and dynamic typing. So as we said, in Python we use dynamic typing. So if I write a is equal to 5 once again, so we don't declare that a is an int. We simply write a is equal to 5, and you can see Python has accepted it. Whereas in static typing in C, generally we write int, we declare the type of the variable, that is int, then we write the variable is equal to 5. But since this is Python, if we try to apply the C code here, it will give an error saying invalid syntax. This is not the correct syntax for Python. So I hope you understood the difference between dynamic typing and static typing. Dynamic typing, no requirement to mention the variable type, but in static typing you need to declare or mention the variable type. Now one more concept called dynamic binding is often used, and if you are applying for product based companies like Google or Facebook, you might be asked this question: what is dynamic binding? Now let me show you in clarity what is dynamic binding. Again, I am using the variable a and I assign it to the value 5. So after assigning it to the value of 5, I want to print the value of a. You can see I write and the code runs successfully. It gives me the output. Now I suddenly change the value of a, and instead of an integer I put a string. Let's say value of a is John Doe. Let me run it and also see the output. So I say print of a and I run the program. You can see it gave me the output. When the output was int, Python correctly gave me the output. When the output was a string, Python gave me the correct output. When the value of a is 5, it got print, as well as when the value is John Doe, it got print. So what we can learn is, in Python, whenever you are making a variable, it has no fixed data type. This is called dynamic binding. So I hope you understood the concept of dynamic binding. Static binding means if you have declared a data type, we cannot change the data type throughout the whole program. In languages like C++, static binding is followed. Once you have declared the variable of a is int type, you cannot change it. It has to be throughout the program, the value of a will be int. You can change the value of int from 5 to 4, 4 to 3, but you cannot change the type of the variable. So C, C++, Java are the languages which use static binding, but Python follows dynamic binding. This is one of the major reasons Python is a favorite language across all organizations. So that brings the end to this video. So let's summarize what we learned in this video. We first learned what is variables. Variables are nothing but containers for future use. So here you can see a box and it contains books. So here box is the variable and it contains the data value called books. And number 2, we also discussed the concept of static and dynamic typing. Number 3, we also studied static and dynamic binding. That brings the end to this video. We will now switch over to the next video, which is keywords and identifiers. So stay tuned and happy learning. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for further notifications. Thank you and have a great day.